Here too. Welcome once again to Olympic ice hockey on Eurosport. Coming up, the quarterfinal here on day 12, Canada and the Czech Republic. The winner goes on to play in the next round, and the loser just plays for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Everything at stake here. Two big teams. The Canadians looking strong. In their last game, they beat the Swedes. The Czechs, for my money, are still in it. They are sleepers, but don't count them out. They're a top team. They've got a lot of experienced campaigners, and they're going to be out there looking to go into the next round, that's for sure.
The Czechs haven't gotten a lot of the publicity they possibly deserve. They're a very strong team. The Slovakians have sort of overshadowed them, being the new boys, the new country. The Czechs can beat anybody on a given day, but as you said, Paul, we've seen the Canadians keep improving throughout the games. They've scored 17 goals. They've only allowed 11. A big win for them over the Swedes, 3-2. That was a very big game for Canada. Tom Rennie was very pleased with the performance, defensively and offensively.
Well, they started with a victory over the Italians, 7-2, 3-1 over the French. They drew with the Americans, scoring in the last couple of seconds of the game. That was a 3-3 scoreline. They lost to the Slovaks 3-1, but then came back to beat the Swedes. The Czechs, first game out, lost to the Finns 3-1, and then beat the Austrians 7-3, 1-0 over Germany, 4-1 over Norway, and then lost by 1 goal to the Russians. It's been a seesaw battle for the Czechs, but as I said, these guys are sleepers. Don't count them out. They've got an excellent hockey team. Petr Březa, one of the best goaltenders in Europe, is out there on the defense. You've got Kadlec, Serban, Staviana, Horva, all with international experience, some with NHL experience.
Up front, watch the line of Hostak, Kastak, and Sursen. They've really been providing a lot of entertainment for the local crowds. Kuchera, number 21, an excellent playmaker. He'll be out there with Janecki, who's a sniper.
Dolezal, Tupal, all of these guys are capable of winning hockey games. For the Canadians, Corey Hirsch, the American Hockey League Player of the Year, is in goal. He's drafted by the New York Rangers, still only 21 years old. A lot of time left to make the NHL. On defense, Mayer, Warenka, Lovson, Schlegel, excellent hockey players, physical hockey players, and like the Russians of old, they're now more mobile, and they've got great shots.
Up front, there was an interesting change made by Coach Tom Rennie in the last game against Sweden. Everybody was talking about Nedved and Korea playing together. The lines had been changed, and there's a change in today. That change is also staying as it was against the Swedes. Nedved will be going out with Schreiber and Jean-Yves Roy. Paul Correa will be out there with Fabian Joseph and Todd Lushko. Lushko has been scoring goals for the Canadians, and it's interesting that the line changes seem to work well against Sweden.
Tom Rennie, the Canadian coach, Ivan Linka, the Czech coach. An excellent crowd here in Jovik. Everyone looking to see two of the top teams in the competition go at it. They started out with 12 teams, 6 teams in Group A, 6 in Group B, and the top 4 in each group qualified, and the top in Group A played the 4th in Group B, the 2nd in Group A played the 3rd in Group B, and they crossed over, and that's what they're doing right now. And Corey Hirsch gets a tap on the helmet as he gets set to go between the pipes. As we said, at the other end of the rink, we have Petr Březa, one of my favorites in Europe. He really is a standout goaltender. Perhaps only a couple of years left in international competition, but nevertheless, an excellent goalie, still playing at the highest level. We're getting set now for the opening face-off. The referee is a Finn, Mr. Lepeos, and I'm sure, like everyone, he'll want to let this one flow. They have been calling it tight from time to time, but that's the world scene, not just the Olympic scene. They're trying to clamp down on these guys who are grabbing and hooking and impeding the more effective players out there. So the Paul Kariya's are no longer going to be allowed to be held. Long shot by Nedved right on Breezer, and that's the first one. And I think that's good news. I was talking about this clutching and grabbing. We'll get this out of the way first. It's good news for all the good players, the Gretzkys of this world, Doug Gilmours. These are the guys who like to freewheel, good hockey players. You got the bigger clowns coming along and just grabbing them by the shoulder and holding them down.
Well, let's be honest, in the old days of the Montreal Canadiens with guys like Cornwallier, Maurice Richard, they were all skaters. A lot of the crowds have been complaining in the NHL, at the NHL games, that the game has slowed down and there's too much of the holding and grabbing. I think it'll be good for the sport.
Shot right on the target by Schreiber, and Kuchera comes up. Kuchera hooked from behind by Nedved. A loose puck bobbles in the slot area, and Janechki tries to get the shot away. That bobbles into the corner. The Canadiens now. Waugh trying to get it out, and he does. Long pass up by Nedved. That bounces down to Breezer. Breezer gives it to Nedved. Bad clearance, but somehow the Czechs grab it and throw it up. Dolezal got it ahead. Aucoin gets it out of the zone. Horova for the Czechs along the boards. A quick change by the Czech Republic. Vikukel, who took a high stick a couple of days ago, is back in the action out there. Warenka throws it up on the boards, and the Canadiens now all the way into Breezer. Breezer has had a couple of touches of the puck out there. Lushko along the boards. Lushko being shadowed by Kostak. Comes out as far as the blue. Meyer takes the shot, and Breezer has it. Good pressure in the early stages from the Canadiens.
Lushko keeping his legs going, and a guy that I meant to mention before the game started who I've been very impressed with, number 22, Greg Parks, getting out on the ice, controlling the puck straight away, laying a nice pass off to Meyer at the blue line. Greg Parks has been great on face-offs, and he's a real hard-working forward for the Canadian team.
Lushko and Joseph buzzing around Breezer. Breezer, despite the traffic, hung on to that. And we get set for the face-off in Czech territory. No score in this one. This is live on Eurosport. The first of 4 games that we hope to bring you today. USA take on the Finns later on this afternoon. Germany against Sweden. And Slovakia against Russia late this evening. So stay with us. It's a day of ice hockey here on Eurosport. Big face-off in the corner as Alinch goes in against Parks. Parks falls down, and Parks stays on it. Eventually, Herbeck picks it up. The Canadian Parks is without a stick. He races to the bench and tries to pick that up. Here come the Czechs. A little pass into neutral ice territory. That's laid off for Herbeck, and Hirsch finally gets a touch. Harlock on the right side of the net. Meyer on the left. The Canadians throwing that as far as the blue line. Going back quickly is Staviana. Staviana whistles that over to Sherban. Sherban gets it up on the boards, and the Czechs get it out, but Herbeck can't get it. Both teams just settling down here in the opening seconds of this first period. Long shot coming in. Hirsch grabs that. Vopat got a piece of it, and Hirsch threw it up nicely to Kariya. Kariya dumps it off to Johnson. Johnson winds up, takes the shot, and Kadlec slid out and deflected that into the corner. Tupal along the boards. That goes to the far side. Horak races down, but it crosses the red line, and the Czechs are called for icing.
Paul Kariya, a goal and 3 assists in these Olympic Games, is such a good playmaker. This guy can go out on the ice with anybody. We're seeing it now. We announced the line change that he had been originally with Nedved. Then he had shifted over to go with Lushko. Now he's out on the ice with Johnson. Tom Rennie is very lucky to have a guy like this in his lineup that can play with anyone. Kontos, Johnson, and Kariya playing together right now. Johnson in the face-off circle. Horak has been told to leave. Kapusta takes over the face-off duties. That comes all the way back, and Loveson gets a tap. Parks tries to get it out front. Correction, Johnson tries to get it out front, and the Canadians with Kontos positioned right in the slot area
And they couldn't get it out. Now it's the Czechs' turn to go down. Horak, back pass, well anticipated by Kontos. Kontos through the circle, gets away from Horak and feeds it right up. Korea for Canada. Korea, golden opportunity. Kadlec went in deep, perhaps a little too deep. The shot just wide of the target. A long clearance in. Hirsch gloves it down and gives that to Terrien. Terrien passes it up on the left wing. Parks hits the red and throws it in.
Canadians through Hirsch, getting the puck out quickly. Hirsch handling it, keeping it in play a few times in this period already. Long pass from Kontos ahead to Korea. This guy is so patient and clever with the puck. He fakes. Kadlec goes sliding away from him. The goaltender's starting to move right. Korea had the right idea. He was shooting to the left, just failed to come off. Can't say enough about Paul Korea.
Shooting to the goalie's left.
Thanks, Paul. You being a goalie, you should know that, I guess.
We look at things the other way around. I want you to know that. From the face-off, right out front, the shot comes in. Hirsch goes down, makes the save as that bobbles upstairs, and the Czechs so quick to get that away.
Kuchera has to be watched on face-offs. We've seen him burn a few people. Number 21, Kuchera, gets exactly what he wants out of it. Dolezal gets a good quick shot away.
Another face-off in the Canadian zone. 3:22 gone on the first period. Aucoin puts in the big hook, gets the puck along the boards. He takes a hit. That's released and thrown all the way back into the zone. Schlegel. Schlegel for Canada with Johnson breaking one way. Astley on the near side moves to the far side. Johnson bumping and grinding down the left wing, and the Czechs throw it open. A chance now for Vopat. Dolezal. Astley goes in. A lot of pushing and shoveling. Astley does a great job to allow Schlegel to get the puck, and Vikukul has to go deep in his own zone. Vikukul off the boards. Kontos kept it in, but just for a moment. A little tip in neutralized territory as the passes are cut down to a maximum of one. Kontos is back along with Harlock. Harlock gets in there. Kastak stole the puck. Kastak bobbing and weaving. Harlock eventually gets the puck and flips it off the plexi into the near corner. The Canadians being buzzed now by the Czechs. Shot comes in. Surson got a piece of that. Kastak pops it right back in at Hirsch. Hostak in the corner. Surson buzzing in the corner. Back to Serban. Serban over to Stadiana. He lets the shot go, and that's deflected away. Still not out. Serban right across in front of the goal, and the Czechs going through a good spell here as the Canadians go for a change.
That Kastak line again causing problems. They've done it to a lot of teams. Kontos quickly going off the ice for Canada.
Surson falls as he goes into the corners. Serban got the shot. Another shot comes in from Kastak, and Hirsch again has to be alert.
Canadians would be glad to see this Czech line going to the bench. Kastak, Surson get the shots away so quickly, and they're all over the ice. Canadians thought they were going to break out. Schreiber unable to handle the puck. It's kept right in. Kastak turns around, lets a quick shot go. Hirsch is right there. Goal and 2 assists for Kamil Kastak, who took a pretty nasty knock to the knee in like the second game of these Olympics. We were glad to see that he only missed one game and was able to come back.
We're back in the corner with 5:15 gone on the period. Lynch moving in quickly, and that comes out as far as the red line, but the Czechs bring it right back in. Long shot, took a deflection. Hirsch pushes away from Lynch, and Nedved takes his man out of the play. Nedved stays on Lynch, and Lynch continues to move, bob and weave, and that goes all the way back into the corner. Some good stuff here from the Czechs. Aucoin pins his man to the boards, but the Czechs are giving as good as they get out there. Waugh races back in. Gently throws it behind the net. Some good pressure again, but this time Nedved brings it up. Nedved hits the blue. Good pass over. Waugh goes in. Breeza's there.
Good save by Breeza. You can see the speed that Waugh has got. A great feed from Nedved.
Lots of action at the other end of the rink, and then you get Nedved with good vision. Hits Jean-Yves Waugh on the wing, and he's got the speed, as you said.
Nedved with a couple of good moves coming down the ice. He's got great puck control. Nedved lays it off. Waugh is around everybody. Goes to the backhand. But Breeza does a good job of keeping the legs together.
He can think about it, but it didn't happen, that's for sure. Maybe next time. And that's what they're telling him, not to worry about it. That's over and done. You'll have more opportunities as this game progresses. A long clearance right through. Hirsch goes down. That goes right in front. Horak with a golden opportunity on Hirsch. Couldn't put it away. Tupal in the corner. And that bounces out to Joseph. As the Canadians start to move forward, we have a whistle on the play, and Horak will not get much closer than that.
Both goalies have had a close call now. Breeza at one end of the ice. Hirsch. A narrow escape for him. Going to the penalty box is Todd Lushko. The Canadians breaking down momentarily. The action going right in on Hirsch. Schlegel unable to handle the puck. Hirsch just gets a piece of it. That was a great job of reacting to the way that number 14, Horak, went. He shifted right, went over to his left. Hirsch just got a piece of the puck, but on the play, there's a penalty issued to Todd Lushko.
Holding is the call. Staviana back at the blue line. Horak back to Staviana. Staviana lets the shot go. A lot of traffic in front of that net. Schreiber gets a piece of it. Staviana way deep at his own blue. Horak is up on the right wing again. Tupal moves in quickly. That bobbles in the circle. Schreiber finds a little space and dumps it down the ice.
Johnson and Warenka ganging up on Horak to make sure he didn't create any offensive attack. And Wally Schreiber for the second time golfing the puck down the ice.
Power play situation as Kadlec moves it up slowly. Long pass up to Kuchera. Kuchera, one of the top players on the Czech side. Norris drags him down. Norris working hard along the boards, and play allowed to continue with Warenka dumping it over to the far corner. Loveson rattles that down the rink. Kadlec with 1 minute remaining on the power play from behind his own goal. A little pass up on the wing. Vopat gets away from one man. Vopat waits for a little assistance, throws it up on the left wing. Janechki is hit hard. Kuchera. Joseph stays on him, and that goes into the corner. Janechki. Another good clearance by the Canadians.
Canadians are really forcing. The Czechs are starting to take the body. The Czechs are forcing their passes away, and the Canadians are being allowed to clear the zone.
Vikuko. This guy is big. He's got a good shot. He can move. Vikuko comes in, winds it up, and the shot. Hirsch is there, and that bounces out to the near side. Aucoin. Warenka trying to get it out of the zone. Harlock. Hostak put it over 4 seconds. That shot took a deflection. Hirsch giving instructions as Meyer comes up. The Canadians are back at full strength. Waugh tries to slow it down by gloving it into his body, and that didn't happen. Harlock waiting for a change of personnel. Loveson, who's out of the penalty box, hits the blue and throws it up. Lushko, rather, who's out of the penalty box, throws it up. Serson at the blue line takes it out to avoid the offside. 9 minutes gone on the period. Vikuko all the way deep. The Canadians now applying a little pressure on the Czechs as they try to get it out of their zone. The Canadians stacking the blue line. Link drops it back. Zemlichka all the way back to the blue. The one-timer comes in. That took a deflection. Serban. Pass onto the left wing. Excellent stuff as Schlegel got back to break that up, but the Czechs again keep it in the zone. The wrist shot took a deflection. Zemlichka tries from a sharp angle. Herbeck and Zemlichka working hard behind the net. In comes Alink. Herbeck lets that ride through his skates and no one there to pick it up for the Czechs. Johnson against Daviana. Johnson to the far side, and we come up to the 10-minute mark of the period. Alink from the blue line. His pass is intended for Herbeck. Herbeck left it. Zemlichka picks it up, and now it's the Canadians who have it in the zone. Correa goes in. That's pushed away from him. The Czechs with the better part of the play in the last couple of minutes, working with Kapusta now. Kapusta, rink-wide pass, long pass in the neutral ice territory. Here come the Czechs again. Coming up on the backhand shot. Kapusta getting it away. That's frozen against the boards, and Horak moves in to try to move it. 27, Tupal is doing a great job of muscling. The Canadians are chasing out there.
Stoppage in play, and it's just what the Canadians need. They can change their line now.
'27-year-old Radek Tupal, 5'11", 185, and looking a lot bigger than that in the corners.
Was an Edmonton draft choice in 1987.
I don't think he'll be going to the National Hockey League now, but at least he can say he was drafted. From behind the net, Meyer wrestles with Tupal. Horak moves in, and the whistle took a long time to come. And the Finnish referee calls holding.
Canadians getting aggressive along the boards. The referee doesn't like what he sees from Derek Meyer. Tupal and Meyer really struggling. I don't know about the call, but it doesn't matter what I think. Canada are in the box. The Czechs will have their second power play opportunity of the period.
I guess you could say it looked pretty harmless, but he's down there on the ice. He knows. Power play, as you said, Bobs, for the Czechs. Face off with Kuchera losing out. Aucoin rattles that off the woodwork, and the Canadians have it in the neutral zone. That's shot all the way down the ice. Briza will get the touch. Kadlec goes down deep, and will start it up for the Czech Republic. Kadlec right into neutral ice territory. The long pass just didn't come off for the Czechs, but the Canadians are going to have to be aware of that quick break that they possess.
Kadlec back to try and start it up again for the Czechs. They need to get it in deep. They've got guys that can move the puck quickly.
Janecki fired that one in, looking for Kuchera. Kuchera in the near corner. He takes a hit from Wawrinka, and 26 Dolezal couldn't slide it down. Kadlec pumps it back in. Kuchera for Janecki, a bouncing puck along the boards, and both teams having problems slowing that puck down as it moves along the woodwork. Kuchera has a word or two before the official comes in.
Ken Loveson killing penalties again out there with Wawrinka. Brad Wawrinka is very quick. We've seen good things from this guy. Ken Loveson, a bit quieter, doesn't get a lot of attention, but he's a specialist in the man-down situations. Takes the body well and does a good job around the front of his own net.
Still no score in this one, as the Czech power play continues. Hostak in the face-off circle. The Canadians firing it all the way out of the zone. Loveson got a piece of that and sent it the distance. Vikuko. 50 seconds now on the power play for the Czechs. Vikuko, good pass up on the wing. Kastak comes to the blue line. Kastak drops it over nicely. Surson takes the shot. And that ricochets off the woodwork. Horrible along the boards. Kastak throws it in behind the red line. Kastak all the way back. Horva to the far side, 30 seconds on the power play. Surson loses out, but that comes back to the blue line. An easy shot goes through. Hirsch is there, score! No goal! No goal! The Czechs are protesting like mad.
The words were coming out of your mouth, Paul, as the referee was starting to flap his arms like a bird ready to take off.
Goalie's area.
In the goalie's area, you can hear that in plain English from the Finnish referee. The action coming to the net, Warenka and Lovson both back there trying to battle with the Czechs. It's number 22, Martin Hostak, who is in the crease area. Call it for yourself, he's behind Hirsch. He is in the crease area, the puck squirts through, it's in the net, but the goal does not stand.
Good call by the referee. So the score remains at 0-0 here in the first period. Face-off because of that goal that was disallowed. Moves out into neutralized territory. Serban gets it over. Zemlichka winds up, bangs it off the boards, and Astley takes a swipe at it. 12 seconds now on the power play. Mayer is in there for Canada for holding, and the Canadians, well, will they have killed this one off? Herbeck with 2 seconds on the power play. Offside is the call, and the Canadians, despite the pressure, continue to kill off these penalties. Back at full strength now.
Mayer has just come back out of the box.
Face off in neutralized territory. And although the Canadians have had a couple of excellent chances, I think it's fair to say that the Czechs have had more of the play out there.
Just under 7 minutes left in this first period.
Astley from behind his own goal, and the Canadians with the shadow coming from Alink. Schlegel, long pass, not a very good one. Stabiana for the Czechs, hits his own blue, throws it into neutralized territory, and he has to chase for that one. Alink, long pass in the far corner, and the Czechs started up slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4 players hitting that red line, now the blue line. Lynch and Herbeck having problems communicating on the blue line. The Canadians pick it up and come out with the puck. Canada looking to get something going before the end of this period. The long pass through for Savage. Savage is double teamed. Serban goes in, and the Canadians lose out as Serban brings it up quickly. Serban, the big defenseman, along the boards. Astley stays on him. Astley drags him down. Serban is on top of Astley, but Astley seemed to take him off the puck somehow. Little tap up to Tupal. Tupal couldn't get that away from Norris. Correa, shot on Breeza, not a difficult one for him. Correa goes in and does the forechecking, but the Czechs are getting out of the zone quite easily. Broken down nicely by Nedved. Nedved back out there with Correa. His pass is not a good one, and the Canadians are giving the puck right to the Czechs.
Breeza hasn't had much action in the Czech goal.
Waugh gets on Horak, but Horak gets the pass away. Shot comes in. Ropat, the big defenseman, got a piece of it. Another pass right out front. Mayer goes after his man. Tupal in the corner is squeezed along the boards. And once again, with 5 minutes remaining on the period, the Czechs apply the pressure. Kadlec waited a bit too long to throw that in, but Schreiber has to go deep. Schreiber hung onto it. Tupal takes him out of the play. Big hit by Meyer. And the Canadians start to muscle. Waugh, who missed the golden opportunity, sets up Warenka. Warenka tries to get it in front. Hung onto the puck and just gives it right back to the Czechs. A little tip into neutralized territory, and Kuchera breaks up. Canada doing a great job of getting back.
Good job by Brad Schlegel in the one-on-one against Kuchera.
Big shot by Waugh. Breeze is there to hang on. Excellent end-to-end stuff here in the first period. Friese has not been tested that much in this period, but he looks sharp, he looks steady. 15:35 gone on the first period, still no score. The Canadians with Parks in the face-off circle. Kuchera got it back to Vikuko. Vikuko shadowed by Parks. Vikuko, 22 years old, throws it up onto the left wing, back to Vikuko. And the Canadians applying a little pressure of their own out there. Pass again up onto the left wing. Lushko along the boards, clamping down on Vikuko, and that goes in with Joseph. Lushko picks up the puck. Good pass back to Astley, and that bounced over his stick. Astley given a rough ride by Janechki, and the Canadians started up once again. Parks. Joseph. His pass is not a great one, and that's bumped away as Parks was in there. Lushko couldn't get a handle on it. The Czechs bring it out quickly. On the attack, 1, 2, 3 players hitting the blue. Serban calling for it back at the blue line. Kuchera buzzing along the boards, and we have another whistle on the plate. The Canadians with 2 penalties so far in this one. Interference is the call.
Lushko this time goes to the box. We've had 2 holding calls, one on Lushko already, one on Mayer, and now Lushko with his second trip to the box in this period. With 3 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in the first period, the Czechs now have their 3rd power play opportunity.
Face off at the top of the Canadian circle, and the Canadians get it out as Vikuko has to go deep. Vikuko working with Horva on the D. Vikuko hits his own blue line, tries to feed it right up the middle, and Hirsch rattles that off the plexi. Kostak traps it down on the boards. The Canadians digging, shoveling in there. 3 minutes now to go on the period. A little tap back to Kostak. Kostak moves in behind the red, and Surson takes up a position out front. Kostak to Hostak. Casual build-up to this as the Czechs start things up from the side of the net. Hostak is there. Hirsch came out. And again, the Czechs apply the pressure. Horva wants it back at the blue line. Schreiber watching his man high in the slot. That bounces up, and here come the Canadians. Schreiber is brought down. No penalty on the play. The whole building called for that one as Horva brought it up. A chance now going in on her. Oh, that rattled off the post, and Hostak couldn't put it in the open net as the goaltender was down. Schreiber on the wing. Schreiber, he'll take this into the corner and behind the net and hang on as long as he can. Schreiber grabs on a Vikuko's stick, and Zemlichka goes in. But 1 or 2 spectators as well as players thought that there would be a penalty on the big hook on Schreiber.
The hook first of all, then a high stick coming up as Schreiber's going around in the corner. The stick coming right up around the neck of Wally Schreiber from Vikuko. Schreiber is probably trying to wonder what he's got to do to get a penalty. Then he grabs a hold of Vikuko's stick. All kinds of action going on in the corner. Finally, Vikuko was issued a penalty for hooking. It was a long time coming. Surson going close. The crowd was yelling and on their feet about Schreiber being dumped on the first play. The Czechs came right back down the ice, and Surson put one off the goalpost.
Well, that's a thing that almost happens in every sport. When you're concentrating on an incident, you forget about what's going out on the rink, and that's really what happened with the Canadians just for a split second. And Surson took advantage of that. Everyone was complaining about Schreiber. Nedved now moves in, comes back, and Mayer for the Canadians bangs it off the boards. 4-on-4 situation out there. Correa moved over. Staviana was there too, but that was tipped high. Another face-off coming up. Peter Nedved goes into the face-off circle. Nedved, with 3 seasons with the Vancouver Canucks, couldn't agree on terms this year, so he says, I'll play for the Olympic team. He has great sponsorship, and he seems to be happy. He's certainly playing some great hockey for the Canadians. Nedved goes after his man. That's dropped back to the blue. 23 seconds on the Canadian penalty as Stepyan is hammered into the boards by Mayer. Canada now coming back on the attack. Nedved, little back pass up to Correa. Correa fumbles with it on the line. Serban goes after him. Herbeck is in there, rather. Back to the blue line. Canada now with Astley. Good move from Astley. Shot! Wide of the target. The Canadians are back at full strength. And they have a power play for 117. Good move by Astley again. Correa tries to get it out front. The one-timer doesn't work. Nedved in the far corner just drops it over the red, and the Canadians unable to keep it in the zone.
Power play opportunity, the first one for the Canadians. It's only a 1:19 power play, but they got a couple of excellent shots right away.
Warenka throws it forward. 1 minute to go on the period. Correa stumbles along the boards, and Savage races for it, but Horak gets there and gets it out of the zone all the way down the ice. Hirsch quickly up to the blue. Canada with Astley, the big defenseman. Janechki stays on him. That bounces to the far side. Savage is there. All the way back to the blue. The Canadians fumble that one with Warenka unable to pick it up. A breakaway situation. Hirsch goes back. The shot. He scores! Astley was caught. A 2-man breakaway. Short-handed goal. Janechki looking so good. Watch this again.
Play coming out. Johnson along the boards tries to throw it back for Warenka. He's beaten quickly. Astley is caught on the other side. Off to the races is Janechki. He's got the whole length of the ice to think about what he wants to do. Puts it right between the legs of Hirsch. A nice goal for the Czech Republic. Janechki all alone coming in. He's got a lot of time. The Canadians are never going to catch up to him. Hirsch has to make his move. The puck slides between his legs.
19:34 the time and the goal.
Still 20 seconds remaining on Vakukul's penalty for hooking.
From the face-off, that bobbles back, and the Canadians get in a hurry. Try to set it up before this buzzer goes. Again, they can't keep it in. A loose puck in neutralized territory, and Canada giving it away as Horva shoots it all the way out over the blue into neutralized territory. 4 seconds, and the Czechs back at full strength. There goes the buzzer to end the first period. Well, if you're going to score a goal, it really helps to score it when you're short-handed, and it helps even more to score it right at the end of the period. Well, we've got the women's biathlon coming up in a moment, but Bobs, your observations on this period?
Well, the Czechs had the better of the play. I've picked Canada. I'll stay with them, but they've got some work to do. The Czechs were pressing the attack. They were forechecking better. The Canadian shots were from a long way out. Briza has only had one close call. Hirsch has seen a lot of action coming his way.
The Czechs leading the Canadians, but it's not all doom and gloom as far as Canada is concerned, is it?
It certainly isn't. Miriam Bedard from Quebec has just won her second gold medal of the games today, the 7.5K sprint, to add to her 15K sprint last week, or in her last event, sorry. She won the 7.5K by 1.1 seconds. As I said, her second gold medal of these games for Canada, and she is certainly one of the all-time greatest biathlon athletes of North America and the world for that matter, as you heard the commentary from David Goldstrom on Eurosport.
Hirsch goes between the pipes. 11 saves in the match, and Coach Ivan Linka must be happy with what he sees out there. The Czechs have applied the pressure. The Canadians with the majority of the penalties.
Canadians had 3 minor penalties in the period. The Czechs had 1. Briza has only seen 6 shots come at him from the Canadians so far.
From the face-off, the Czechs throw it deep into Canadian territory. Wawrinka for Canada. As Johnson breaks one way, Wawrinka picks up a head of steam, hits the blue, comes up to the blue line again, and that's fired back. Kontos takes a shot, and that just missed the corner. Another shot comes out front, and the Canadians have come out flying here in the opening seconds. Pushed away by Vopat. Kuchera goes into the corner. Some hooking and grabbing as Johnson gets on the puck. Johnson for Canada with Dolezal on him. Back to the blue line. And Aucoin fanned on the shot. Kuchera tries to break free. Aucoin is on him. Pumped to the far side to Janecki. Wawrinka gives him a hit from behind. And Kontos gets back in to try to take the Czechs off the puck. And that goes over the boards, and we'll have another face-off with a good fast start to the period. 1-0 the score. The only goal coming from Janecki just right at the end of the period, on a shorthanded situation.
Canadians coming out quick, but you can see just what kind of work Kuchera and Janecki can do. They caused a lot of problems for Kontos and Wawrinka around the side of Corey Hirsch's net.
At the top of the tournament, folks, we talked about this pool hall mentality, this hustling spirit that these East European teams have, and what they do is they come into a competition like this, they do what they have to do to qualify for the next round, and then they start showing their stuff, whereas the Americans and the Canadians and the Germans, for that matter, usually come here and give everything from game one. These Czechs really haven't been considered by anyone to be contenders, and look at them now. They're playing some excellent hockey, and perhaps they're just starting to put it together, and they're just showing the world exactly what they have, because they're playing some great stuff out there. The pass on the wing to Kastak, that's batted down as Kastak threw it into neutralized territory. Nedved got a piece of it with a glove and brought it down. Kastak brings it back, fakes the shot. Surson goes into the corner. Behind the net is Hostak. Harlock goes after him. Waugh goes after Surson, and the big defenseman Vikuko feeds it over, and that's intercepted. The Canadians will get it in the corner and start it up. Schlegel, a pass up to Nedved, that's given away. Herbeck brings it over, and Hostak was about a yard offside.
Canadian forwards had left the blue line and gone out into neutral territory before Schlegel was able to get a pass off. They're going to have to be careful of that. The Czechs are very quick, and they'll come at you with 2 men in a hurry. Fortunately, that play went offsides.
Later on today, USA, Finland, Germany, Sweden, and Slovakia against Russia. All gunning for those final 4 positions. Hirsch stops the puck. Mayer to Norris. Norris taken off the puck in a hurry, and the Czechs are doing a great job of checking in their neutral zone. Zemlichka went in after it. Norris is there. Norris, a 360, puts it to the side of the net. And the Canadians with Correa. Correa pumping it in behind the goal. Norris is back behind the goal, gets the pass. A lot of movement in that corner, but the Canadians just can't bring it out. Stabiana with a one-handed pass all the way up on the boards. And Canada getting back in a hurry with Alink cruising along the boards. Loose puck is batted down. Herbeck throws it to an open wing. Long shot, Hirsch well out of his net. Some good goaltending there as Harlock picks it up. And Mayer slides it up to Norris. Norris bangs it off the boards. Icing is the call.
Canadians will have to try it again. Face-off will be back in Canadian territory. We haven't seen Astley back on the ice yet in this period. As the teams are coming out from their dressing rooms, Astley was limping. We'll have to wait for a report on that. It could be an ankle or a knee. Todd Warner, number 18, not playing yet in this game. Another guy who's got an injury. He suffered an ankle injury earlier on.
2:42 gone in the period. Horak against Parks. That comes back to the D. Shot in well wide of the target as the Canadians with Joseph move over to the near side. Long clearance into neutralized territory. The Canadians breaking quickly. Parks going down on the right wing. Parks taken out by Vopat. Joseph tries to get it back to Parks. Parks is dumped. Kadlec moves in, but Parks got to stick to it. Lushko rattles it around the boards all the way back to the blue. Quick shot in. Loveson got a piece of it. Another shot is fanned on, and the Czechs come out. A 2-on-2 situation. Horak shows too much of the puck, and Hirsch will get that. Joseph tapped into neutral ice territory. Wawrinka doubles back for Canada. Wawrinka unable to find a receiver out there. Circles back again up onto the right point. The Canadians having problems getting things organized. That shot all the way down. Briza gets it away from Joseph. Canada now in neutral ice territory with Joseph coming out of the zone. Horova picks it up for the Czech Republic. They lead by 1 here in the second period. Janecki. Both teams changing on the fly. Kuchera goes in a hurry. Schlegel provides a little drop pass, and Canada being closed down just as they pick up the puck. Schlegel goes in quickly. Horova taps it away. Kontos on the boards. And still the Czechs are beating the Canadians to the puck. Janecki on the left wing. Janecki waits for support. Kuchera moved into the corner. Dolezal is there too. Dolezal, Janecki and Kuchera right in front. Horova moved in quickly. Dolezal takes the shot, gunning for the short side, and just missed the target. And the Czechs are all over the Canadians here from behind the net. Schlegel slowly back behind his own goal and just shoots it down the ice to take the pressure off and get a change of personnel. Excellent stuff from the Czech Republic.
The Canadians are standing around in their own end of the ice. All 5 guys are there, but they're back very deep. The Czech defensemen are wide open on the points. If they start using them, these guys are going to have a day and a half to get shots off.
This is definitely not the same Canadian team that beat Sweden the other day. The Swedes gave them a lot more room, that's for sure. The Canadians unable to set things up as Sherbin got it out of the zone. 5 minutes gone in the period. Canada coming back quickly now. Mayer feeds it over. Nedved, the return pass. Nedved putting it on the wing to Roy. Roy unable to get in position for the shot. Roy falls but clears it into the corner. Sherbin bangs it off the boards to the near side. The Czechs with a lot of room. Kastak, long pass up on the wing. Surson breaks in front of the net. Hostak is there. Surson right out front. A shot with Meyer having his back to the defender. Surson somehow got the shot away, and Hirsch was there. The Canadians outplayed in their own zone, and the Czechs are coming forward to stop the Canadian attack in the neutral zone. Waugh on the far side against Surson. Schreiber. Waugh shoots it all the way around. Nedved can't get it, but Loveson moves in. Loveson against Staviana. The Canadians unable to get clear shot. Schreiber lets it go. Waugh moves in. Briza comes up big.
Good shot by Wally Schreiber. He didn't have a lot of room. It wasn't at the greatest of angles. Let it go, and Briza held his ground. The Canadians are being stopped right at the blue line. The Czech defensemen are stepping right up. They're not letting Nedved move into the zone, or Waugh, or anybody who's coming at him. Korea, take your pick. But Briza keeping the fort intact back there as Schreiber let it go. Not a bad idea.
Face-off deep in Czech territory. That comes back. The Canadian shot. Korea got a piece of that, and so did Briza. Along the left boards, Zalink to the far side. 3 Czechs hitting the blue. Surson breaks in front. He's brought down, and play continues with the Czechs. Alink giving it away on the boards. Bopat got a piece of that. Wawrinka taps it back, and the Canadians have to start it up again. Slowly, Loveson moves into neutral ice territory. Briza can't get the stick on it. The Canadians will get in there first. Savage with a chance to move out. Savage takes the scores!
Brian Savage shows how quick he is. He didn't take much time. Cutting toward the net, getting the shot away, and he beats Briza. Savage trying to pump the boys up. They're giving him some high fives, playing it tough along the board. Savage takes a hit, he rolls with it, gets his stick on the puck, walks right away from Zemlichka. Vopat trying to take his man out. He had walked away from the play. Savage had enough time to come to the net and get the Canadians on the board.
Breeze moves across, and that goes just under the left pad. 6:40 the time of the goal. And a moment ago, Schreiber almost did that, bringing it out from the side of the net. Parks flipped that through, and the Czechs dump it into Canadian territory. Schlegel for Canada. 1-1 the score here. This is live. We hope you're enjoying it. We certainly are, as that goes deep with Horova. Remember, the winners go on to fight in the Final Four. And the losers will have to play in a consolation round for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place. Schlegel backhands it along the boards. The pressure now coming from the Czechs. A long pass up to neutral ice territory isn't contained. Bikuko hits the blue line with his pass. Drop back into neutral ice territory, and the Czechs happy just to flip it in again. Schlegel along the boards. Tupal went in quickly. Horova, long pass. Joseph stays on his man. Janechki, perhaps a wraparound. No, all the way back. Horova, the shot. Hirsch is there. Rebound. And that's gloved down. The Canadians pick it up and get it out of the zone. Therrien got the touch, but for my money, that was batted by a Czech and picked up by a Canadian.
Quick look again at Brian Savage going to the net. Just waits until Breeza has to move. Puts the puck underneath him. Canadians are starting to do a better job of standing the Czechs up now at the blue line. On that shift, both Brad Schlegel and Therrien moved right up and forced the Czechs into making a play.
7:52 gone on the period as Johnson is told to get out of the circle. Kuchera stays there. Kontos moves in. Kontos wins that one. All that NHL experience. Mayer pass right up the middle. Intercepted by the Czechs along the boards. Some big hit there by Mayer, and the Canadians with Correa doing some forechecking now. Serban, long pass out. Kuchera picks it up down the right side, drops it off. The shot comes in, deflected away. Janechki working with Kuchera. Johnson up on the right side. Big slash on Johnson. He gets round and works to the far side. Johnson still on the puck. Rink-wide pass, gunning for Correa. And a whistle on the play.
Johnson going around the world, coming down at the Czech net, had to side shift a couple of times, got it into the zone eventually.
1-1 the score. Janechki scored first for the Czech Republic at 19:34 of the first period, and then Savage came back at 6:40 of this, the second period, to level the score. A little Peter Gunn music in the background, getting people moving. 8:30 gone on the period. Shot! Schreiber from the face-off lifted that one.
Nedved muscling it out on the draw. Wally Schreiber, very quick guy who plays his ice hockey in Germany. He's a teammate of Dieter Hagen's. We've said that a few times. Schreiber very good around the front of the net.
Hostak against Nedved one more time. And Hostak is told to get out of the circle. I'm trying to work that one out. Nedved stays there. Nedved, the big push. Kadlec in the corner. Schreiber neatly back to the point, and they can't keep it in. A break now for the Czechs. Wawrinka getting back. Good move by Wawrinka. Still not away. Right in front. Hostak moved in quickly. And Kadlec pumps that to the far side. Kastak to Hostak. Hostak working well along the boards. And the Canadians somehow got that out of the corner. Canada, a little tip up looking for Nedved. Nedved with a big hit on him. Canada hanging on to the puck. Wawrinka moves in from his blue line position, now gets back. Wawrinka calls for it as Waugh was spun around in the corner. And Hostak picks it up. Hostak along the boards. Wawrinka gets the hand on the shoulder, loses his stick, and Wawrinka kicks that over. Hostak puts the big check on. Wawrinka is still unable to do anything with it, and he falls on it behind the net, and the whistle goes. Wawrinka without a stick. Now he's got it.
Fred Wawrinka has been outstanding for Canada. He's good offensively, and he's just so quick at getting back. O'Quan was beaten on the last play, but Wawrinka got back to help out and save his defensive partner on the play. He really can do it all for the Canadians.
From the face-off, Canada with Norris moving on the right side. Mayer, long pass up on the wing. Canada, Korea, Norris off the plexi, well stopped at the blue. A chance now for Korea. He whistles that one only as far as the D, and Alink picks it up with 10 minutes gone in the period. Good pass through. Hirsch comes out. Got a piece of that on Zemlichka's shot. Loveson for Canada. Hits his own blue. Up to the red and gives it right to the Czechs. Loveson applying the physical stop, a giveaway there. Lynch throws it, Herbeck rather throws it over. The return pass doesn't come. Zemlichka unable to get the shot away. And Canada giving that puck away on so many occasions.
The Czechs screaming on the bench that the puck was shot into their bench deliberately. Delay a game call, that's exactly the way the referee sees it.
Well, this is international hockey, folks. And if you sneeze out there, they can send you to the bench for disturbing the peace. That's just incredible.
With due respect, I wouldn't take that job for all the money in the world. I would not want to be a referee, Paul. And it is easy to be critical, but a 1-1 score line, a guy shoots the puck into the bench. How deliberate is it? I don't know. They weren't in that much trouble. It was in neutral territory.
Just an incredible call at this level. If the goalie shoots it over, then it's delay a game.
It's a discretionary call. If the referee views that it was done deliberately, he can make that call, and that's what he's done, and that's how it stands. The Canadians have got to kill this one off.
Just amazing. Play continues at the top of the circle, the face-off. You think, you know, these guys are going for gold. It's not like they're 8th or 9th position. Shot comes in from Serban. Big save by Hirsch. Power play for the Czechs. And Serban cruised in, took his time. He had a lot of time and let the shot go.
Corey Hirsch has been sharp. He's had 19 saves in this game already.
Gets set for that face-off again. Parks this time gets it, and Horlock moves into the corner, but the Czechs pick it up. Comes all the way back to Serban. Serban dancing along the boards, throws it back to the blue. The shot from Horova was wide of the target. Horova again. Serban one times out upstairs, right in front. Kapusta, and the tip coming in with Tupal getting a tap on the goaltender's pads that the Canadians didn't like.
Serban and Horova can both get him away in a hurry. Serban's shot, and that's drilled right off his teammate Tupal. He stays with it between Tupal and Kapusta. They're trying to get something behind Corey Hirsch, but again, we see Hirsch hold his ground.
You never turn your back on a defenseman when he shoots from the blue line, because you never know if it's going to hit you in the back of the head, but sometimes it's worse when you turn around to face him.
Oh, and the worst thing with your defenseman half the time is that when the puck does hit you and you look at him or give him a dirty look and say, hey, watch what you're doing, get the shot down, they usually yell at you and tell you to get out of the way.
You can tell that you were a forward and I was a goalie. Not a lot of time for defensemen. No, we loved them, actually. Long clearance all the way down the ice. Serban still out there for the Czech Republic. Up on the right wing. Little tap up to Horak. Horak hits the blue, winds up, that goes upstairs. Meyer goes in hard on Tupal. Tupal being shadowed. Schreiber moves out to the blue. Kadlec gets it over. And Serban, a long shot in, well wide of the target. Staviana on the far side of the rink with 54 seconds now on the power play. 1-1 the score, all tied up here in the second period. Janecki, who scored the one and only goal for the Czech Republic, up on the wing. Dolezal slows it down and waits for the Czechs to get into position. Kadlec, Dolezal right in front. That took a deflection from the top of the circle. The shot doesn't come. Kadlec has the boomer. Put it upstairs, and Janecki picks it up in the far corner. Mayer goes after him. Lushko is out there to check for the Canadians. Vopat on the far side now. He checks. Kadlec getting the shot, and again it goes upstairs. Kuchera was buzzing around in front.
Kuchera trying to create a screen in front of the goal. These Czech defensemen can shoot the puck, but they are a little dangerous at times. Shots just seem to be going right at people without any bad feelings at all from these defensemen. That one going up into the crowd.
Kuchera and Janecki have such a unique understanding when they're out there on the ice. Parks will face Kuchera. The top of the circle. Parks gets a little tip. Kadlec keeps it in. Some good stuff from the Czech defenseman. Vopat on the far side, and Kadlec is calling for it. One-timer. That took a deflection over to the far side of the rink. Kuchera with Janecki. The Canadians back at full strength. Schlegel tips it out and down the ice. The race is on. Norris goes after it in a hurry. Norris tries to chop down Breeza. Kadlec right on his own blue. Savage and Norris forechecking for the Canadians. Picked up. Offside is the call. Quick reactions there from Korea, but Canadian forward stranded over the blue.
Well, Norris had created the play by making the hit, but as he threw his body into the check, he was forced over the blue line. Canadians have successfully killed off another penalty.
Get a good look at Ivan Linka, third year with the national team. Spent a couple of years with Vancouver in the NHL and has 256 caps for the national team. From the face-off, Johnson goes down. Long clearance into the Canadian zone. Wawrinka along the boards. Hostak picks it up and moves in front. Kastak is there. That comes back to the blue line. The Canadians falling in front. Horova tried to get in a position and just couldn't get the shot away. The Canadians closed him down in a hurry. Lovson, Hostak, Surson, Kastak shot from the top of the circle. Lovson picks it up. Lovson to Wawrinka. The action's been in the Canadian zone for a long time. The Canadians now bring it out. Kontos on the blue line tried to slam on the brakes. Offside is the call yet again. Face-off will be in neutral ice territory. Both teams changing their lines up there. And for those of you watching perhaps for the first or second time and don't really understand the rules, the puck must be the first thing to go over that blue line. So that puck was shot in and all the Canadian players followed. If it's taken over the blue line and a player precedes the puck, then it's an offside whistle. Staviana, the slow build-up, gave it away. Nedved takes it over. Schreiber is there. Gets it right out front. The tip comes from Waugh. Breeza was there. Waugh so quick to get in. Bouncing puck into the corner. The Canadians now with Nedved circling. Waugh and Schreiber. Schreiber fakes one way, goes the other. Two Canadians trapped in the corner. And Meyer along the blue keeps it in. Schreiber against Serban. Good pass up the middle. And Hirsch comes out. Harlock containing his man. Play allowed to continue despite the gestures and screams from the Czech supporters. Kadlec deep. Big pass up the middle. Horak bangs it forward. Kapusta from a sharp angle, right in there. Hirsch is there, right out front. Another shot coming in. Tupal with a couple of opportunities. A loose puck in the circle, and Tupal could just not bury that one. Canada now back on the attack. Coming up quickly, shot. Breeza with Nedved in the corner along the hash marks. Korea getting it back. Norris. Korea taps it along. And Nedved tries to bring it out front and elects to flip it along, and Kadlec takes out Korea. The Czechs taking no chances, clear that down the ice.
Good opportunity by the Czech Republic again. Tupal bangs his stick on the boards. He thinks he should have had a goal. Good work from Kapusta. Puck comes to the side of the net. Right there is Horak waiting for it. There's Tupal. But Paul, here's one of your calls. The goalie doing exactly what he should have done. He didn't flop. He stood up and he went across with the player. He didn't make it easy for Tupal.
He stayed square to the shooter. And when he went down, partially went down, he quickly got up again and stayed in that position. Hirsch is going to be a star of the future, whether he stays with the New York Rangers, who have Richter and Healy. I don't know, and he doesn't know, but someone somewhere will want this kid, that's for sure. Savage is told to get out. Norris moves in, and Janecki into the face-off circle for the Czech Republic. Face-off in the Czech zone. Janecki takes his man out as Horova for the Czech Republic. Taps it up, and the Czechs moving out of the zone very easily indeed. Meyer takes his man out. A shot from a sharp angle. Hirsch is there. Canada relying heavily on Hirsch to keep them in the game. Quickly up on the wing. Korea right in front of the net. No one there to pick it up. Norris on the far side. Korea can't bat it down. Vikuko was shadowed by Korea and Savage, but the Czechs with Janecki feeding it up. The shot. Score! Kuchera got the pass from Janecki.
Canadians going one way, the Czechs quick to go the other. It's Janecki and Kuchera. Again, putting a couple of nice passes together. Janecki makes it look so easy. Casually lays the pass ahead. Kuchera using the defense as a potential screen. Lets a quick wrist shot go, and Hirsch can't come up with the save.
Bobs, this is right inside the post. An excellent shot. As you said, Wawrinka possibly a partial screen in there, but what about that for picking the corners?
You're absolutely right. You can't really blame Hirsch or Wawrinka on that one. Kuchera picked the inside of that corner nicely.
.15:42 the time of the goal here in the second period. Staviana now for the Czech Republic comes up to the red line and tosses that one high. Lubson at the side of the net. Lushko into neutralized territory. 4 minutes now remaining on the period. Serban, a long pass, goes all the way down the ice, and Harlock is back on Surson. The officials get back in a hurry to keep them apart. Icing is the call.
Janecki feathering that pass through. Mayer and Wawrinka back there. Wawrinka right in front of Hirsch.
Just a reminder that later today, USA against Finland, Germany against Sweden, and the Slovaks against the Russians. The top 8 battle it out to become the final 4. Face-off in Czech territory, and Canada have been under pressure for most of this game, I think it's fair to say, as that's tipped along the board. Surson got a little touch. Joseph brings it back. We're seeing some excellent, intelligent defensive and offensive hockey from the Czech Republic. Serban away from Joseph. Mayer for Canada. Schlegel on this side wants it. That bobbles through nicely for the Canadians. Parks on the left wing. Parks would have been offside on the play. Schlegel gets it back, and Canada can't get it into the zone. Serban in neutralized territory, loses out to Joseph. Joseph starts it up, picks up a head of steam. Joseph now, his pass over to Parks is always going to be too far away from him. Zemlichka with Wawrinka, still Zemlichka. Verbeek moves in now. Joseph is there. All the way out of the zone, but quickly shot right back in. Wawrinka and Lubson working on the D for Canada. Long pass to Lushko. The Canadians not clicking with these passes as that goes down the ice.
Canadians right now are finding it hard to penetrate the Czech zone. They're getting between the center red line and the blue line, and even when they're trying to dump it in, the Czechs seem to be able to cut it off and start things going the other way.
Both coaches, Linka and Rennie, are so cool under pressure, as I think most of the coaches here in this Olympic tournament. They don't lose their head. They don't lose sight of the game. They see their teams are in trouble, and they just sit there and they analyze the situation, and then they pass it on to the guys on the bench. And that's good to see. Less than 3 minutes on the period, 2-1, the Czech Republic leading the Canadians as Johnson is kicked out of the circle. The officials not giving these guys time to set it up, and both Bopes and I are shaking our heads. Kontos moves in now. They really are under strict instructions to get these guys quickly into position. If they're not there, get them out. Lubson drags it back and waits for the Canadians to set it up. Here comes Johnson. Johnson with a burst of speed down the right side. Still with Johnson. Johnson has Kapusta on him. Shakes him off. Hangs onto the puck right in front. That comes to the far side. The Canadians with Kontos out front. Back to Johnson. Back right in close. And the shot is from Wawrinka is batted down. Tupal now against Wawrinka. Good defensive stuff from the Canadian defenseman. Horova feeds it to Horak, who gets it back onto the D. And both teams are coming up some good checks out there. It might not be the wide open freewheeling game that you may want to see, but Johnson now with a chance, shoots the puck, and Breeza gloves it down and decides after looking around that he wants this one for a face-off.
That's the right idea. Never mind trying to feed the puck through to some guy that's already covered. A couple of times the Canadians have done that. The puck ends up going all the way to the opposite side of the rink and coming out quickly with a Czech skating the length of the ice and having 2 or 3 teammates with him. This time the players go to the net. Johnson cuts into the slot, takes the shot himself. That's a better idea. Make Breeza handle the puck.
Again, Breeza has not been that busy in this period. Face off to his left as he faces the ice rink. Less than 2 minutes on the period. That's pushed back, and the Czechs get back in numbers as that comes to the hash marks. Horak can't get it out of the defensive zone. Staviana deep, shadowed by Waugh. Dolezal tried to get it out. The Canadians with the shot coming in. That's deflected away. Harlock got a piece of that. And the Czechs trying to get it out and still can't. Schreiber working hard back there, and Nedved unable to trap it. Another almost giveaway, if that makes sense. Nedved coming in from a sharp angle. Slams on the brakes. Looks to get it in there with Schreiber working hard for Canada. Out front is Waugh, but the pass didn't come his way. Long clearance, batted down by a skate. Waugh drops it back into Canadian territory. 1 minute now remaining on the period. Schreiber, Nedved, Janecki happy just to get it out of the zone. And we have another whistle on the play, another face-off. This guy, Jean-Yves Waugh, 24 years old, looking to play someday for the Rangers. And he really does have a great stick handling ability as well as great speed. Waugh has done wonders on the wing out there, but again, the Canadians unable to put the puck beyond Breeza except for that one occasion by Savage. At the start of the period, Savage now on the puck. Savage again goes in, and he's taken out by Serson. The Canadians are getting Stick lifted and bumped off the puck. Dolezal, long tip in. Kastak flips it high into neutral ice territory. The Czechs, again, just shoot it down the ice. Icing is the call.
Both teams starting to tire. The period, as it's gone on, the play has gotten a little bit slower. It's a really fast game, but if you watch it closely, there's a lot of hooking and tight checking going on that people don't tend to notice away from the play.
Take a look here at Brad Schlegel, 25 years old, spent some time with Washington in the National Hockey League, and a few years with the national team, and he seems to be enjoying his hockey. The guy is so steady, it's unbelievable. He's never going to set the world on fire, and he's never going to be a Bobby Orr, but he certainly has a great shot, and he's physical. He's just what the doctor ordered when it comes to defensemen for Canada. Wawrinka is another big one along the hash marks. He taps it into the corner. That comes back almost to the blue. The Canadians keep it in. Kontos moves in. Vikuko took a swipe at that. And there goes the buzzer to end the second period. 1 goal apiece. And the Czechs lead 2-1 after 40 minutes of hockey. 20 minutes of hockey coming up. Bubs, how do you see this one going? I know yesterday when we were doing the final 4 in the competition, you picked Canada to skate over the Czechs. You still sticking with that?
Good time for you to bring that up, Paul. I knew you would for some reason. They're down 2-1. I think that they need to put a little more offense together. They've got to press the play a little harder at Breeza, and they need the next goal.
Well, 2-1 is the score. And as I say, the teams are taking a break now. We have 1 period of ice hockey to come, so stay with us. Back, Paul Ferguson here with Richard Beaupre. We just missed the opening face-off. We are live on Eurosport, the third and final period of this game between the Czech Republic and Canada. The Czech Republic leading 2-1. As that's flipped all the way down the ice, Wawrinka going back, and the Canadians playing from right to left have been outshot, out-hustled for most of the game by the Czech Republic, but the score is still very, very close.
The Czechs haven't given the Canadians any room to move. Guys like Correa and Norris, who we've seen flying around the outside and buzzing up and down the ice, have really been tied up, hooked and held properly away from the play. Czechs are doing it legal enough to be able to stay out of the penalty box at the moment, but the Canadians know they need to press the attack.
Canada from the face-off, and the quick break is just amazing. Janeczki going in on the right side, Kuchera on the far side, and back on the attack. Correa right in front. Breeza was there as Kontos ended up behind the goal looking for that pass from Correa. Hossack and Surson moving on the right side. And the Czechs certainly have one of the fastest breaks in the game out there. Canada. Lubson. Long pass up the middle. Kontos off the backboards. Horva is there. Horva, little pass up to the blue line, and the Canadians are giving the Czechs a lot of room to get out of their own zone. Derek Meyer onto the wing. Canada unable to control the pass. And I think that perhaps is part of the story out there. The Czechs are making these pinpoint passes. And we're going to have a penalty right there. Meyer was trying to bring that puck over. Let's take a look at this again.
Meyer on the move, the defenseman going toward the Czech goal. He is hooked and held, and a Lynch will go to the box. Hooking is the call.
1:21 the time here in the third period. Power play situation now for the Canadians. Nedved over on the wing, and a terrible pass back, and Canada getting caught again. They really do have to sharpen up their passing. The Czechs are much too fast, and that's loose puck in the corner, and Canada getting back in numbers. And eventually Schreiber comes up and rescues the situation. Wawrinka flips it high into the corner. Vopat into the corner. Nedved skates away. Waugh waiting there. Nedved gets it back to the blue. Canada now setting it up from a sharp angle. Misses the net. Waugh was waiting on this post. Wawrinka here taps it along the boards, and the Canadians again unable to click with those passes. From the neutral zone, Waugh fans on his pass. Nedved goes after it, and that's poked out over the line.
These are the situations right here, power play especially, where the Canadians are missing Mark Astley. Astley not playing in the second period, having limped back onto the bench after the first period.
Wawrinka with Janechki all over him. Johnson now hits the red and throws it in. Savage with a burst of speed. Vikuko is on him there. The Canadians pick up the puck. Norris trying to get it over to Savage, and the passing is just diabolical out there. Korea along the boards. Canada unable to get started as the penalty seconds tick down. Horva puts the hook on Johnson. Johnson tries to throw it back, and it's almost like the Canadians have Teflon sticks out there. Everything is just sliding off them. Savage with Norris. Canada in disarray. Shot comes in right from the side of the net. Breeza goes down. Savage is there, and the Czechs pick it up. Dolezal with Janechki. Dolezal allowed to go into the corner, and a big hit by Dolezal. 2 seconds, and not a very impressive power play by the Canadians, that's for sure.
The Czechs were keeping the Canadians to the outside and really doing a good job along the boards. They're showing that they're not only quick, but they can muscle with the Canadians.
Joseph breaking towards the net. The pass is not on the money. Kontos is there. He taps it back to the far side. Canada now still buzzing around that goal. Kontos tries to get it out front, and he does. There's no one there with a red uniform on to direct it towards the net. Joseph spun around, got a shot that was cleared easily by Breeza. Kontos working with Joseph. Kontos and Joseph. Back to Harlock, and that's cleared out of the zone. 2-1 the score. And Schlegel is back deep. Kostak to the side of the net, trying to hit Surson. Kostak was in there, and Parks lost it in his shirt. And that's shot down the ice, but the Canadians are not stringing the passes together, as I was about to say before that penalty quite a while ago occurred. The Czechs are completing the passes. They're on the money, and even when the Canadians hit the intended receiver, he's not trapping it.
The Czechs are forcing them well, though, to their credit. The Czech team is very underrated. They are doing a great job. The Canadians passing, as you say, Paul, it isn't spot on at the moment, but there's time yet to go in this game, and it certainly is a game of breaks. If they can get one thing right to happen for them, this could be anybody's ball game.
Mayer to Nedved. Nedved along the boards. Waugh goes in now. Waugh heavy against Zemlichka. Zemlichka wins the puck, gets it up on the boards, and that's thrown out of the zone. Wawrinka, quick pass forward for Canada to Nedved. Nedved with no place to go at all. Dumps it in to Waugh. Waugh, a little short pass to Schreiber. Nedved comes in to cut it down, and that's stolen away from him by Kadlec. Nedved is on him. Schreiber muscles along the boards with Dolezal. Canada keeping it in the zone, but not getting shots on goal. Some good stuff by Waugh, and his pass is broken down and thrown out as far as the blue. Shot right back in. Kadlec gets it out, this time with the help of a slight deflection. Canada throw it back in. Breeza is there, so is Vopat. Both teams trying to get some fresh players out there. Vikuko, stick handling, hits the red and just flips it in. Lubson for Canada. Lubson has Johnson moving up. Horak takes a poke at Johnson. Johnson tees it up, takes a shot. That went upstairs, came off of Breeza. Horak on the boards. Finds Tupal. Tupal puts it back, and the shot coming from Kapusta was an easy one for Hirsch.
It's pretty even out there. Both teams have opened the game up again. It goes in streaks where it's tough along the boards. Then the next minute you see one or two quick passes. On that last shift, Kapusta with a shot. At the other end of the ice, Greg Johnson putting on a good burst and letting one go. Briza had to come up with a save.
Kuchera getting set for this face-off. 5:52 gone on the third period. Still a 2-1 scoreline. Contos for Canada goes in and wins it. I'm surprised the official lets him get away with that. He turns side to the Czech centerman. Schlegel has to chase, and that comes to the near side. Janecki goes in for Czechs. Canada with Correa. Correa, long shot right on the money, and Briza comes up with a save on that one.
The shots are coming from a long way out, but the Canadians just need to keep going, keep doing it, getting guys going to the net. Contos was going in hard for the rebound. They need to continue to make Petro Briza handle the puck and hold on if he has to.
Difficult to score on Briza and Hirsch for that matter from that distance. Although we have seen in this competition goals scored from outside the blue. I won't mention any names if you don't.
I won't mention any. Go to another example. Inside the goal line, around behind the net, we've seen some great ones so far.
Contos still out there at center, and the officials taking a long time to get these guys together. Kuchera wins that, and the big defenseman Staviana gets it out. Kuchera with a bag full of moves, hits the blue, winds up, takes a shot. Hirsch makes a save. Kuchera and Schlegel go heavily into the boards. Kuchera comes out with it. Boy, nobody's taking a man out there. The Canadians standing around swiping at that puck. Kuchera forechecking, a long pass up on the right wing, and Lushko with a chance, drops the pass but didn't look.
Canadians will have to try it again. Kuchera, as you said earlier, Paul, they've got to take the body on that guy.
Contos to Correa. Correa, that's batted away from him. Correa with Cadillac right in front. The shot comes in from Contos. Briza, another big one from him.
Correa, who generally goes for the slick moves, this time gets aggressive. He's going into the corner with Cadillac. Correa throws the body on Cadillac, who goes slamming into the end boards. Well, Paul Correa not very big, but getting the better of the big defenseman on that play. Keeps himself going. This guy is great. There's a pass. Contos with a good opportunity. Briza with an even better save.
Face-off in Czech territory after that key save by Petr Briza. 7 minutes, 3 seconds gone on the period. Nedved moved in to try to close that one down. Mayer skates the distance of the ice. Mayer gets the touch and brings it behind his own goal. Canada now circling, started up quickly. Pass up on the wing. Nedved for Canada. Good pass up onto the side. Shot comes in. Briza's there. Schreiber let it go. Wow, right on the doorstep.
Good action from the Canadians. They're starting to get quicker during this game, turning it from defense to offense. A good opportunity there. Schreiber letting it rip from the right side.
Passes are a lot more exact too.
Shifts are very quick now. Schreiber and Nedved go right back off the ice. They'd only been out there about 25 to 30 seconds.
Johnson for Canada kicks that back. Big shot comes in. Briza really didn't have a clue, and he wants to face off. Despite not having seen the puck, wants to face off outside the zone.
The only player on the ice not trying to have a say in that was Hirsch at the other end in his goal. 11 arms going in, 6 saying outside, 5 saying inside. It
comes outside. This time the Czechs win it. Herbeck drops it back, and Kukul starts it up on the right side. Long pass right up the middle, intended for Lynch, and the Canadians chase that through neutralized territory. 2-on-2 situation with Herbeck. Lynch right in front, and Wawrinka getting a piece, stopping that one before it started. Johnson drops it back. The Canadians circling that net, and Wawrinka gives it to Staviana, who can't get it out of the zone. Savage behind the goal. Johnson is there. Johnson looking to wrap around, comes on top of the circle. The loose puck is there, picked up by the Czechs, and Zemlichka fires it forward. Lynch, the shot. Hirsch makes a save, and Zemlichka went in gunning for that rebound. It didn't happen. Savage on the left side. Savage being squeezed out of the play by Serban. Loose puck is picked up by Herbeck. Both teams trying to change on the fly out there as the Czechs move it on to the right wing. Horak is being hooked by Norris. And Hirsch went down with Kapusta right there. For a moment, everyone froze. And the Czechs pick it up. Tupal out front. Hirsch gets a backhander to it, and Mayer comes up with a puck. Tupal along the boards with Mayer. Mayer, Johnson goes in, and Tupal freezes that, and we'll have another face-off. But again, some excellent pressure from the Czech Republic. They certainly know how to turn it on. A moment ago, sorry to interrupt, it was all Canada popping the puck at Breeza. Now the Czechs say it's our turn. It's a
2-1 game, and most people would have expected it to be tight, close checking in this period, but both teams electing to open the play up. It's certainly more entertaining for the crowd. They're getting into it.
From the face-off, Harlock, quick pass over onto the far side. Harlock, that's off him. Shot, Tupal, right out front. Another one coming in, and Hirsch way out. There's going to be a penalty. Tripping is the call, and the Canadians are digging themselves deeper and deeper. Some sloppy, casual play created this situation for the Czechs, and they almost made the most of it.
Tupal and a Lynch doing the work for the Czech Republic. Tupal is behind the defense. Harlock is beaten. Harlock trying to get back in the play. Tupal elects to pass rather than take the second shot. Loveson gets the stick out. Lynch goes flying over it. And the Canadians are back in the penalty box. Loveson for tripping at 9:07.
Face-off deep in Canadian territory. Vopat on this side. Vopat just a couple of strides inside the blue. That comes to Janecki now from Kuchera. Back to Vopat. Janecki. Janecki slows it right down. He'll wait for his opening. Vopat takes his time, puts it into the circle. Vopat calling for it, gets it high, puts it into Janecki. Janecki, and the Canadians are staying still out there. That comes to the side of the net, right in front. Dolezal, Kuchera is right there. Dolezal out front, and the Canadians close it down. Hirsch picks up the puck.
Kuchera with a close call, and he takes a hammering from Derek Mayer. Mayer is probably the most aggressive defenseman for the Canadians. Hirsch going side to side. The puck is coming his way eventually. There it is. Good concentration by Hirsch, and Mayer makes sure that Kuchera doesn't get near it the second time.
Hirsch followed that one all the way down his body, right into his glove. Change of lines for the Czechs. Hostak, Schlegel. Schlegel takes his time and puts it into the Canadian bench. The last time they did that, they got a 2-minute penalty for delaying the game.
They need to kill this penalty off and get something going. They're down by a goal.
Face off again, deep in Canadian territory. Schlegel again rattles it off the woodwork. That's stopped easily by Kukul. The Czechs set it up. Kukul calling for it. Horriba gets it high. He just bangs it off the boards. Hirsch has it. and gives it right away. Wawrinka now with a chance for Canada. This could be dangerous. Coming up quickly, Canada on the break. Schreiber got it over the shot. Wide of the target, but the Canadians, Wawrinka keeps it in the zone. Horva comes up from behind. Big hit on Wawrinka.
That's a good call. Wawrinka hit from behind. Canadians don't want to lose this guy. He's down. He's taking his time to get up. Wally Schreiber over to make sure he's okay. That'll even things up. Lovson is already in the box for tripping. Horva will join him for the Czech Republic. Action along the boards in the Czech zone as Wawrinka got himself involved on the offense. A hit coming from behind, that hurts. Horva in the box.
Boarding is the call on Miroslav Horva. 10:21 is the time of the penalty to the Czech defenseman. Wawrinka seems to be okay. He stays out there. That shows you how important this guy is to the build-up. Savage in the face-off circle. Savage unable to get it back, but it drops back anyway with Serban back there with Savage. Lynch gets it all the way down the ice. Icing is the call. 2-1 the score here. Janecki and Kuchera scoring the goals for the Czech Republic. Savage picking up the lone goal for Canada.
A lot of ice now, 4-on-4. Savage stays out to take the draw with Norris up front.
10:32 gone on the period. And this one is close. It's far from over. Lynch for the Czech Republic. Kicks it away. That comes nicely for Serban. Serban gets it up on the wing. Zemlichka tries to come in on Harlock. Harlock takes him out of the play. 25 seconds on the Canadian penalty. They're going to have a power play when that expires. Canada. Offside is the call.
Savage and Norris right at the blue line. That was a close one. The linesman saw something we didn't.
Another change of players for the Canadians and the Czechs every 25 seconds. It seems to be the order of the day. This is day 12, by the way, and these guys have now played 6 games, so it's a grueling schedule for them. They will play another one and then another one if they go to the final, so it'll be 8 games in 16 days if you get right to that final. Canada with Mayer. Johnson. Johnson taking his time. He's back there with Korea. They're waiting for Lovson to step back on the ice. He's back on the ice now. The Canadians have a power play. Korea shrugs off hooking, throws it to the far side, and Horak slams it down the ice. Johnson will go back in a hurry. The Canadians 0-for-2 on the power play. Johnson gets it up. Nedved for Canada. Long pass. Korea tries to go in and get it, but the Czechs were always going to get that one. Johnson to Nedved. Nedved back onto the wing, and these passes, I'm afraid, are just very, very poor. They're trying to do extremely difficult things instead of making the play simple. Nedved now, a simple pass to Johnson, who throws it in the middle, but that was always behind Kontos. Korea to Kontos. Korea moves in, 3 Canadians in the corner. Korea now on the puck. Kontos is out front. That comes back to the blue, back to Korea. Winds up, takes a shot. Wide of the target. That whistles all the way back to the blue. The Canadians apply the pressure and then give it right to the Czechs. Mayer at the blue line. 4 seconds on the power play. Nedved just throws it in, and a terrible power play from the Canadians. They continue to keep the puck in the zone. Kontos throws it back into the corner. Schlegel, Korea The big defenseman is up there to try to help out. Kontos is camped out front. Wawrinka having problems as that's deflected away. And the Canadians looking totally disorganized, and they're being hustled off the puck by the Czechs. Tom Rennie, what does he do, folks? They're running out of time, they're trailing by 1. And even though they had the puck in the Czech zone, they really don't look like they're going to score a goal.
Czech Republic are looking tough. They just aren't making it easy for the Canadians at all. They aren't giving them any room to operate.
I think that's a fair comment, but it's also fair to say that the Canadians are not making good passes out there. Wawrinka starts it up. Shadow comes from Hostak. Pass comes up, and the little tip forward is given right to the defense. Giveaway there, the Canadians back on the defensive. Right across, Kostak taking a slow shot. Horva, who's out there, tips it in, and Schlegel picks it up. The pass by Schlegel goes off of Hostak's stick. Schlegel, Joseph. Things are not going right for Canada. The big clearance in, everyone going in a hurry. Waugh behind the net. Staviana gets there first. The Canadians trapping it in nicely, but Staviana comes up, pushes it by Waugh, kicks it eventually to Vikukul. Vikukul with Surson. Canada grabbing that. Harlock, his shot hit a player. Vikukul got in front of that. Waugh is there. Harlock, the big defenseman, against Vikukul. Vikukul is dropped. Zemlichka sends it to the far side. Schreiber goes for a change. Alinch comes up, drops it back nicely. Zemlichka shot, her save. Another one coming in with her back. Norris, who's been quiet in this one, starts it up for Canada. Norris hits the blue, hits the red. Norris gets away from Horak, but look at the number of Czechs there to cut him down. 3 Czechs camped just over the blue line along the boards. Canada unable to get started. Going in quickly, big hook there. Score! Tupou brought his man down on the far side of the rink, but the Canadians come up with a goal.
They worked hard for that one, Paul. We keep saying it, the Czechs aren't making it easy, and they aren't. That is good hard work from the Canadians. They earned that goal. Norris never saying no along the boards, fights and struggles. He's hooked, he's tied, he's dropped. He slides the puck across. Brian Savage with his second goal of the game, and the Canadians are on even terms with the Czech Republic again.
The net on that slow motion replay came off its moorings, but well after the puck had crossed completely over the red line, so the goal stands 2 apiece.
Well, the Newfies have got something to cheer about again. Their man, Dwayne Norris, has done something wonderful for the Canadians.
2-2 the score, 14:35 the time of the goal here in the third period. And just as I was saying how badly the Canadians were playing, and I think they were, so I'll support that decision with anyone who wants to argue with me. They come up and they score a big goal. That's what counts at the end of the day, the number of notches on the scoreboard when it's all over.
Okay, Paul, you can say what you like. It's your dad that's in Ottawa that's going to hear it tomorrow in the office. Norris just keeping the legs going. He isn't going to give up for anything or anybody. Tupou bringing him down. Savage with the finishing touch. And that is justice served.
Just before Norris started the move, I said that Norris had been quiet and hadn't really got anything going. He comes up and proves me wrong. Well, imagine the Canadians will be on the phone to say, hey, keep putting these guys down. As soon as you do, they pop up and they score and they prove you wrong. Kuchera in the face-off circle. Canada now with Korea. Korea losing right on the blue. Wawrinka steals it, taps it away from Janechki in Canada. A long clearance. Vikukul having problems with Korea. Korea trying to get it to Nedved. Nedved in the corner. Horva trailing, Korea along the boards. Nedved pops it back into the corner. Dolezal is there, Korea can't get a stick on it. Here come the Czechs. Kuchera, Dolezal offside, a little tip there, an all-important tip there.
That's a great job of back-checking for that tip by Chris Kontos. Nedved and Korea were caught deep. The Czechs broke quickly. Kuchera, Janecki, don't give them a stride anyway. And Kontos got back into the play in a hurry.
The world's press have gathered for this one. Tom Rennie looking a little more relieved than he has been in the past. Linka now with one or two concerned expressions on his face. Harlock off the boards. Serban. Long pass, batted down by Meyer. Meyer tries to let that go, and it took a deflection. Schreiber and Waugh were closing down on Breeza.
Schreiber having a good sniff around the front of the Czech net. Meyer doing the right thing. He steps up. He's got the puck. He keeps going. You can see Schreiber moving in. That's where he's directing that puck. That's a good try by Meyer. Schreiber deflects it, but it goes up onto the netting above the plexi.
Hostak against Joseph. Joseph in his skate, unable to get it away, and that comes back and out of the zone. Harlock for Canada has to go deep. Surson is forechecking. Mayer taps it gently off the boards to Schreiber. Schreiber's pass is stolen, and Surson picks it up. Joseph gets back in a hurry for Canada. The puck bounces into neutralized territory. Vikuko stolen by Joseph. Coming up to the final 4 minutes. If this ends in a tie, we'll go into sudden death overtime. And then if a goal hasn't been scored, it'll go into a shootout situation. Schreiber unable to stop that one with his skate. Kadlec takes a hit from Schreiber, and the little guys are putting the weight on Kadlec.
Oh, and Schreiber takes a pretty high elbow right in the face from Kadlec. The referee letting that one go.
Wawrinka, a high puck that doesn't want to come down. And eventually, a skier coming off the ski jump just taps it down back onto the ice. There's the hit and the elbow.
It's a good hit by Schreiber. Watch the elbow come around. Kadlec trying to get his own back. Kadlec is having a rough period. He's been belted by a couple of guys who weren't the biggest players on the Canadian team. Korea getting him earlier. This time Schreiber throws a good hit on him.
Norris back on the ice. Feeds it over to the far defense, and the Canadians with Savage. Savage having a good game, puts it in the corner. Norris goes in a hurry. Dolezal hit by Norris. Loose puck, bounces nicely for a moment anyway for the Czechs, and the Canadians quick to get it over the blue. Look at the way these Czechs come back. Horak right out front, and Kapusta unable to hang on to that. Both teams so quick to break in this third period. Just when you think one team has got it, the other team gets back and provides some strong defense or strong offense. All the way back to the blue line. The shot comes in. Canada now with a break. Norris working over the far side. Savage, big shot. Another one comes in. The tip is there from Norris. And Breeza steered it away. Time ticking down on the game. Serban, Horva. Both teams trying to get fresh legs out there as Wawrinka comes along. Kuchera stays on him. That's batted away in neutralized territory. Canada inside the red. Feed it down the ice. Horva to the far side. Dolezal runs into trouble from Nedved, but that's cleared out of the zone. Canada quick to feed it right back in, at least to the top of the circle. Janecki, a long pass. Kuchera going in. They've got the danger line out there. 2 minutes remaining on the period. Wawrinka tries to tie his man up, and the Canadians have to go deep yet again with Loveson for Canada. Nedved drops it back to Loveson. Wawrinka moves into the center slot, and the defenseman just bangs it off the ice, and that's not what they needed.
Loveson doing the safe thing by using the boards to get it out, but he didn't want it to go that far. Canadians will have to regroup. They'll put fresh troops on the ice, and the face-off will be to the side of Corey Hirsch.
What a hockey game this has been. We knew it would be close, we knew it would be fast, and I think we knew it would be exciting, but this really has lived up to all our expectations. Serson is mad at himself for not completing that one.
Serson quick to jump on the puck. Hirsch just stood up and let the puck hit him. Hostak again, causing problems. Hostak laying it off. Serson going in quick. Hirsch does the job.
The face-off, that comes back. Big shot, deflection. Hostak got a piece of that with his lumber. Serson rattles that off the board. Schreiber, a gentle touch. And the Canadians trying to get fresh legs as Serson dumps it in. Canada, Harlock off the boards. Joseph picking up speed as he hits the blue, the red, and now the blue. Nice play by Joseph. Servac comes up big. Serson rattles it off the boards, and that goes all the way to center. Wawrinka quickly up to the blue line. Wawrinka hesitates as he moves down the ice. The Canadians with the big defenseman forward trying to get it out front, and that was intercepted. Kapusta came up with a puck. Kapusta moves down the ice now. Kapusta through the circle to the side of the net. Kapusta is there with Schlegel all over him. Canada, Schreiber. Kapusta can't catch Schreiber. Schreiber now. 1, 2, 3 checks are there. Schreiber waits for support. Schreiber gives it right away. 30 seconds on the clock. Kadlec right in front. Hirsch makes the save. Horak got a piece of it. Loveson along the boards. Joseph now right into neutral ice. The Canadians. Wawrinka comes up. Wawrinka running out of time. And Waugh overskated it. 10 seconds on the game. Coming back quickly. Tupel's running out of time. That's taken off his stick. 4 seconds on the clock. Norris breaking into center. 1 second. There goes the buzzer as Norris tees it up but doesn't let the shot go. What a finish. It ends in a 2-2 scoreline. Canada 2, the Czech Republic 2. We're going to go into extra time here.
Quarterfinals have started. And what a start we've had. Both of these teams are not convinced that they're going to lose this game. Great action. What a finish.
We've got 3 more games to do today.
I wasn't even thinking of that, Paul. You were on a roll. I'm happy to let you just to listen in and keep you pumped up. That's all. I'll rub your back a little bit. I'll keep punching you in this booth. We'll keep you going. This one's far from over. We got overtime.
Well, we're going to take a break. We've got speed skating coming up, so stick with us. More highlights from the Olympics, more exciting things to come, and in particular, the sudden death overtime period, which will follow the break. Stay with us. We'll be back. Welcome back. Overtime, and it's Canada 2, the Czech Republic 2, as we go into sudden death overtime.
After 3 periods of play, the Czechs outshot the Canadians 34-20, but that's all for the history books now. It's an even game once again. The next goal is going to win it.
And if they can't settle it after 10 minutes, they'll go into a shootout. We saw that the other day with Austria and France. The French coming up big on that one. They had to wait until the shootout before they got it into the history books. The shot, Hirsch makes the save. And some very casual stuff again from the Canadians as they tried to lob that out of the zone. Lubson, Janecki and Kuchera out there. They're the danger men. Norris, that goes over the boards. It's
almost over in a hurry. Janecki going to the bench. He'd probably like to have one more crack at that shot. He had a lot of time. He let it go. Shaking his head slowly. Canadians with a giveaway.
Well, The Canadians lucky to be into this overtime, I think, because they really have been out-hustled, outplayed for most of the game by the Czechs. Face-off in neutral ice territory as the officials get this one underway. Canada dropped all the way back. Mayer throws it to the far side, and Canada started up now. Quickly closed down before it begins. Horva shooting it up the boards. The Canadians giving the Czechs a lot of time to move. Kastak with Hostak. That's chopped away, and the Czechs come out of the zone. It's dumped in. Coming up to the first minute of the period, and the Canadians having one or two problems of their own behind that red line.
Harlock and Nedved give each other a quick smile now. It's a delayed offside call, the referee blowing the whistle. Nedved with 4 goals in these Olympic Games.
Well, the Canadians appear to be enjoying it. It's far from over here. Face-off just outside the blue. 1 minute gone on the sudden death overtime. 2-2 the score. Schlegel wants it on this side. Horak goes in, and the long pass goes all the way down the ice. Canada getting there in a hurry. Zemlichka goes into the corner. That's tapped behind the net. The Canadians trying to get it out front. Look at the number of Czechs closing it down in that corner. Horak moves up on the left wing. Serbav picks his opening, flips it into Hirsch. Joseph for Canada, up on the wing. Schlegel hits the red line. Schlegel backhands it in, and Breezer's there. Wow, can't stop it from coming out, and the Canadians will chase. Icing will be the call. Face-off in Czech territory.
Schlegel had the right idea. He laid it into the corner. Waugh and Joseph both going in. But that puck was shot past the two of them at a pretty high rate of speed. Icing the call. Both teams change again, and the face-off this time will be next to Petrobreza.
Although overtime is a tense moment for both teams, they really do appear to be very relaxed out there. They know that the winners go on and fight for the medals in the Final Four, but the losers just play for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th positions. Johnson against Kuchera. Johnson back, stolen by Schlegel. The shot comes in. Johnson holding his face on that one. He's bleeding profusely from, it looks like, the nose, and he's going to need some help.
Blood is just pouring out of Johnson's nose right now. He's not in any hurry to get up. The trainer quickly out onto the ice, as he should be. Johnson tied up in front of the goal with Vopat.
Johnson, one of the fastest skaters on the Canadian team, really has worked well with Savage, who helps him off the ice, and this is a blow to the Canadians' attack.
Johnson goes by Kuchera on the face-off. He's right in. The puck is right there. It appears as though he was hit by that shot. He was pushed from behind by Vopat, but he took the puck. Savage getting it away quickly. Comes up right there on the face of Johnson. That hurts.
He's in pain. I guess that's an understatement. They're going to look at it, see what they can do, and if they can stitch him up or tie it up, close it up, they'll do it right away and then put him right back on the ice. Sounds a bit cold cut and brutal, but that's the way they do it in hockey.
Well, the Canadians travel with a fishing tackle box just like the rest of the teams do. They'll pull out some thread. He'll be back on the ice if possible. There's no way that Johnson's going to want to miss this or any of the further action for the Canadians.
The intrepid cameraman is trying to get in there close enough to see what's going on. I must say, I've said this before, the camera work here at the Lillehammer Olympics has been exceptional, outstanding. They get in where you least expect them to, and the pictures are brilliant for every event, not just hockey. The face-off moves out of the zone because it was a Canadian player that was injured. The Canadians shoot it right back in. Dolezal goes in hard, right out front. The Canadians unable to grab it. The break is on now. Janecki working with Kuchera. Janecki couldn't get the shot through Loveson. Kuchera picks it up now, throws it onto the hash marks, and Dolezal feeds it in, but Meyer is there to pick it up. A little tap up on the wing. Canada now. Nedved, Korea, right in front. Kontos is there. Tupal, right in front of his own goal. Oh, Briza will have words there. That's the last thing you want to do. Horova up on the right side, just tipped out of the zone, and the Canadians are closing down the Czechs here in this overtime period. The Czech Republic unable to get things going. Schlegel shoots it right back into the zone. Vikuko starts it up. Pass up on the left wing. Time to get out of the zone. A long rink-wide pass by Horva, and Canada get back with 3 minutes gone now on the period. Roy goes one way. Roy with Joseph. Joseph being shadowed by Hostak. Joseph again. Tupal is out there. Neither team trying to get caught too far forward. Long pass up the middle. That's tipped. That goes in the corner. Serban is there. Joseph is on him. Roy is back there too. And the Czechs now come up quickly on the wing with Horak. Horak trying to dipsy-doodle. Drops it back. Shot goes upstairs. And Hirsch got a piece of it with the right hand going up.
Kapusta and Horak getting involved very quickly. Both teams are really going end-to-end. Horak with the drop pass. Shot is high. Hirsch getting the deflector glove on it.
Thomas Kapusta stays out there for the Czech Republic. Drafted by Edmonton back in '85. Canadians through neutralized territory. Staviana puts the glove hand on that. Horak. Meyer goes after him. Good pass by Horak. And the Czechs now set it up in the zone. Tupal. Norris goes after his man. Right out front, the one-timer. Hirsch makes the save. It's still not away. Norris tries to glove it down. Tupal can't keep it in the zone. And Tupal will wait for everyone to get out of the zone. The Czechs go for a change, and the Canadians with a long pass up. Norris winds up. Briza makes the save. Dolezal can't get it out. Kuchera having problems with Savage, and Savage just flips it deep. Back pass into the corner. Norris is there. Savage is there too, and the Canadians keep it in. The shot right in front. Savage takes the shot. Briza down out front, and it's cleared away. Here come the Czechs. Kuchera quickly on the left side. Kuchera moves in nicely, drops it back. The shot comes in. Hirsch makes the save, and the Canadians get it out of the zone, and the Czechs are caught. Briza way out of his net as Horva could not get back in time.
That's a gutsy play, but a good one by Briza. He comes out of the net. He gets a few pats on the back. He could see what was coming at him. Lushko is going to see this one in his sleep. The shot going to the goal. It gets by Kadlec. Savage spins around and just drills it at Briza. Right at him. Briza's just waiting for the shot to hit him. Another chance for Savage. Lushko is lingering around the front of the goal. The Canadians are on a good spell.
Again, Bopes, I hate to go on about this, but young goaltenders, look at him. He goes down the butterfly, up quickly, down again, still staying square to the shot. I know I repeat that, but goaltenders, especially where I live in Britain, should be watching this. Boy, that helps when you see something like that. That's how to play goal. Big shot comes in. Briza gets over to the far corner. The Canadians now, they tip right in front. Kontos is there. Couldn't put it home. Vikuko taking off the puck. Horva off the plexi. Batted into the circle, and Hostak slows it down in the corner. 5 minutes now gone in the period as the Canadians apply the pressure. Korea delivers it to Kontos. He feeds it through. His shot is wide of the target. Mayer has the big shot, winds up, and that's deflected away. Again, the Czechs try to get something going with Hostak. Hostak losing control, puts it in front of the net. It bounced off Hostak's leg, but the Canadians somehow got it out of the play. Correa was rubbed out by Staviano, rather. Both teams going for a change. Kapusta shot, took a deflection, and that goes up in the netting. And once it goes up there, the whistle blows.
Canadians are looking fresher right now. The Czechs seem to be tiring. A good burst by Kapusta, but other than that, the Canadians seem to be putting more of the pressure on. Johnson is still being looked at very closely on the bench.
You can see, as you said, Bopes, and it's really nothing to laugh at, but your comment was right. The fishing tackle out there, the line and the scissors, they're stitching them up. Shot, Hirsch comes big on Staviana's slap shot, and the Canadians coming up quickly on the right side. Big hook there by Horak. Interference has got to be the call. Hooking is the call. Either way, interference is impeding the progress of someone without the puck. He didn't have the puck, but he was hooked on the play, so it could have gone either way. Let's watch this again.
Good pass forward. It's number 25, Waugh, who's got the Jets on the outside. Horak can see that, and Waugh had a step on him. Horak getting the stick in. That could be a costly penalty. It's yet to be seen, but Horak felt he had to do it in that situation.
I would like to think that the Finnish referee would have that whistle in his pocket, but something like that is so obvious. It's like these calls that we've seen for too many men on the ice. You got to call them.
He's going to forget about most things, but when it is blatant, the call will be made. The Canadians with an all-important power play. You can see Briza taking his time. He's going to let Janecki and Kuchera get an extra couple of seconds to catch their wind. Janecki there for the face-off.
Nedved against Janecki, and Nedved being told to get his feet back. The Canadians win the draw. Big shot comes in, the tip in front, another shot, scores! Canada win the game! Correa was kept right out front, and the Canadians celebrate.
The Canadians have won. Rennie is happy. Dubé is happy. Why not?
Big, big power play in sudden death overtime. A hook just when they didn't need it. Horak goes to the bench. The Canadians get the draw back. The shot goes in, and that's all they need. Rennie can rest for at least a couple of days now as they move into the next round.
It says something about this Canadian team. They have a lot of guts and a lot of character. They were behind and they were outplayed for about half of this game, and they came back hard. They didn't give up. It was the play by Norris that really got them going, feeding Savage and leveling the score at 2 in the third period. That got the Canadians really on track.
The diminutive Paul Correa. Watch this again, all the way back at the blue. The big slap shot comes in.
Nedved wins the draw. That's the important thing. Now Warenka has the puck. He directs it to the net through traffic. Correa's waiting right there. Briza cannot recover quick enough, and the Canadians have won it.
Excellent finish to a brilliant hockey game. A game in which I feel the Czechs dominated for most of the action. And we're going to leave you with this big shot here, the winning goal by Paul Correa.